Hey viewers, try my Troy's Visual Arts channel. Here I am metal detecting for the first time in at least a week and a half. Haven't done a hunt since I went up Sydney. Anyway, I'm just hunting local and hunting around an old fig tree. And yeah, so I don't think I've hunted here before. And anyway, first decent target, I've just found myself a penny. I'm sure it's a penny. Yeah, it's definitely a rare penny. Let's see if we can get a year on it. Just give me a tick and I'll just be able to get a date. Yeah, it's funny how the last digit's just... I'm going to pour... Here, there we go, 1948. Cool. Haven't found a 48 rule in a while. Not a very common year. Usually I find anything but 1948. Anyway, that's a cool find. Let's see if we can find some more predecials around this tree. See you next target. Okay viewers, second find, brown bugger. Oh well, it's just yeah, it's just 2-cent piece. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, third target, an old cream tube of some sort. Don't know what it is yet, I'll find out once I clean it. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, found myself a harmonica reed. Pretty cool. Been a while since I found one. See if we can get the bloody thing to focus. There we go. Apart from being a bit bent, it's in pretty decent shape. Anyway, just on a side note, I've just recently bought another pinpointer, a new one, which I thought was better. But some reason it's just behaving dodgily with me, because yeah, I bought this specifically to metal detect in salt water, and it's just going off at everything. And when I did, I sort of figured, yeah, so this is what's happening. I turn the pinpointer on. When I put it to the ground, it just goes off everywhere. So I thought, okay, maybe it needs to be ground balanced. So I do that, turn it on, and yeah, sure, it's ground balanced, and sure, it'll read stuff it'll read metal objects in the soil, but it doesn't work in salt water. Anyhow, the other problem is, I put this in here and it just goes off at random. It's like if I'm at a different depth and all that, it just goes off at random. I don't think there is another object in here, but I'm going to have a closer look, because the problem is it goes off, but when I turn it off, turn on my old pinpointer, which works perfectly good, I stick it in the ground, I'm not getting a bloody signal at all. Unless there's something in there that's deeper, I'm going to dig further in and see if I can find whatever the object is. But yeah, I don't understand this pinpointer. It's a brand new pinpointer. It shouldn't behave in such a dodgy manner. If anybody can shed some light on this pinpointer, comment below, because I didn't know what the hell's going on with it. Probably bought a lemon, I guess, right? Or there might be some idiosyncrasies I've got to work out with it. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, looks like I found me another brown bugger. Yep, just a boring 2-cent piece. And brown buggers are actually starting to become more scarce these days, as I've said in a few videos. Everywhere's been hunted out, man. Everywhere. Anyway, by the way, yeah, I decided to look further in that other hole, see if there was anything else in there. But no, there wasn't. But yet my stupid new pinpointer somehow was picking up signals. So yeah, I think I bought a lemon. Oh, anyway, see you next target. Hey viewers, found me a 10-cent piece. Not much, but every little bit counts. Alright, see you on the next target. Alright viewers, found a toy tow truck. Pretty cool. Probably going to guess it's one of those Lesney toys. Looks like it would have been made in the 60s or 70s, more likely 70s I'd say. Yeah, it's not a complete article, it's missing a fair bit, but still much of it's there, so I'm quite happy. Alright, see you on the next target. There viewers, and in the grass here, found me a golf ball. And it looks like it's been hit by the council mower. Anyway, got a bit of a collection of golf balls happening. I'll give them away to the salvos or whatever, whoever wants them. This one will have to go in the bin because it's in no condition to be used. What a shame. Oh well, see you next target. Alright viewers, found $2. Nice. I'm now $2.10 richer. See you next target. Hey viewers, got a very dodgy signal that was low. Wasn't going to dig it, but I thought, what the hell? Turns out to be a 20-cent piece. Ah, it's a New Zealand 20-cent piece. Cool. Seeing that Australia does accept New Zealand currency, I am now $2.30 richer. Alright. Cool. See you next time. Hey viewers, found some strange object or some part of something, I don't know what it is, but it rang up super high. I highly doubt this is silver, but I don't know. I mean, it rang up ridiculously high, yet I'm getting ridiculously high ferrous signals as well, or mineralisation, so I don't know. There's no hallmarks to say it is sterling silver. I'm guessing it's just some cheap ass metal, and it's just some worthless piece of junk, but I don't know. I'll take it with me anyways. Alright, see you next target. There you go viewers, another brown bugger. Yeah, a few of them here around this tree. Yeah, but there's still more to find. Alright, it's a 2 cent of course. Alright, see you next target. There viewers, another brown bugger. 2 bloody cents. It's probably the 4th one I found. Pretty soon when I stop filming them, I'll find too many. Alright, see you next target. There you go viewers, it's a few days later and I'm down at the south coast hunting one of my old towns I used to go to school at. Anyway, I'm just pretty much on one of the peninsulas, and we're near where a lighthouse is, and yeah, been hunting around the lighthouse, found nothing. Been finding pretty much nothing all the way through, but got around to this trail and found an old board casing that's in pretty decent shape. I also found another one nearby that was broken, didn't bother filming it. Anyway, probably going to be the only thing I'm going to find around here that's of interest, but the way things are going, but who knows, I might find some other stuff. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to be hunting probably a couple of towns on the south coast, and yeah, hopefully I'll find some stuff. Anyway, see you next target. Okay viewers, a couple of days later, just hunting locally again. South coast hunt was a total bust. Anyway, just hunting a very local small reserve area that I've never hunted before. Found this, I'm guessing it could have been an alarm clock, or it could be a bell, I don't know. It's hard to tell what this thing was. It looks like it's got a bunch of gear cogs. I'd say it was an alarm clock maybe. Small one. Alright. Anyway, hopefully I might find some interesting stuff here. I know this area was designated as recreational ground back in the early 60s, so might find something pretty old here. Well, this is probably pretty old. Alright, well, so next target. Our viewers found a peculiar relic. Probably from maybe 60s, 70s, I suppose. Don't know what it is, but it looks interesting enough to film for the sake of content. Anybody can tell me what this thing is, comment below. See our next target. Okay viewers, in this plug right here, I believe we have a 20-cent piece. Yep, 20 cent. 20 cents richer. Alright, cool. See our next target. Yeah viewers, found remnants of an old toy car. I'm going to take a guess it's one of those Lesney matchbox cars. Very common to find. Yeah, well, this stupid phone focus in. Alright, she's focused. Yeah. Anyway, it's just, yeah, you got the car bottom, and you got the plastic inner body, the seats and all that. Anyway, clean it up when I get home, and yeah, determine what it is. Well, I can sort of read it. See if we can get an ID. Okay, it's a Mercedes, made in England, so it's got to be a Lesney. Yep, it's definitely a Lesney build. It says below Lesney. So it's Mercedes-Benz 220S. From that information I can Google it and find out exactly what this car looks like and when it was made. Alright, cool. See you next target. Alrighty viewers, I found a really old toy pickup truck. Let's see if we can get this blasted camera to focus. Yeah, it's really old. I mean, it looks a bit like, it actually looks like, it's hard to say what it looks like, but it does have, look, the front grille looks a bit like that of a very early Holden, but I doubt it's a Holden. I'd say it'd be more like one of those American cars that's from the late 40s, early 50s period. I'd say this toy car pickup was probably made in the 50s. Anyway, that's a really cool find. I love finding these really early toy vehicles. Gonna have to give it a bit of a clean out before throwing it into my bag, because the back is infested with, I'm guessing, ant eggs. Anyway, yeah, this is a pleasant surprise to find. I'd say it's probably been my highlight find of this particular reserve. Alright, see you next target. Alright viewers, found an interesting cap of some sort. I thought it was just an ordinary cap, but then I saw this printing on the front. I'm not sure what the first letter is, but I think it's probably a T maybe. It's probably Talon, Paris, Sydney. Some kind of cap. Very interesting. Probably, I don't know how old it would be. Guessing anywhere 50s, 70s, maybe 80s, or later, I don't know. That's a pretty cool find. I'll have to do a bit of Googling, see if I can identify the company of this that made this cap. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, I'm now hunting a local hillside. Never been here before, and yeah, there's no indication on the old aerial photography that there was any properties here, but I thought, give it a go. You never know. I mean, someone could have had a shack here way back over 100 years ago maybe, but anyway, so far I've been hunting here for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour. Found nothing but junk, but now I found this old chain link. Where it could be It could be a very old chain, I don't know. Or it might only be about 50 years old. But anyway, yeah, this indicates there is old stuff here to be found. I'm not going to take this chain link with me because I'm probably going to end up, so I'm probably just going to throw it in the bin anyways. Yeah, I'm not taking big clunky iron relics unless they are something of real significance, and the chain is hardly of anything significant. But anyway, I'm just going to rebury it and move on. So yeah, I reckon there might be some old stuff here. Anyway, see you next target. There, viewers, found this peculiar object here. I'm not sure if it's an old relic or not. Probably wouldn't be all that old. Don't know if it's off a toy. I don't know if it's off a toy or off some piece of machinery. It does have a serial number on the back. Anyway, see you next target. Okay viewers, it's a few days later and I'm hunting a very local small reserve that's not far from where I live, which has a giant fig tree. I was looking at the old aerial photography of this area, and this fig tree was part of a backyard of a really old house that once stood nearby, which no longer exists, but a modern house exists in its place. Anyway, I kind of have a good feeling about the spot, although I've not yet found any. I've hunted 3/4 around the fig tree and not found anything old, but I have just found this 50 cent here, so yep, every little bit counts. Anyway, I'm going to hunt around the tree and then hunt the surrounding area. Hopefully I might find something old. If not, it was worth a try anyways. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, just eyeballed this below me, just a little bit of china. I highly doubt this is old. It looks too glossy for starters and doesn't have any of the heel and cracks of the old ceramics do. Anyway, see you next target. Okay viewers, hunted around the tree, didn't find anything. Just came down to the bottom here and found a complete doggy tag with collar. Normally you just find the tag itself, but I found the complete collar with it. It says Mason on it. Anyway, see you next target. Hey viewers, it's the next day and I'm hunting a beach reserve in the northern part of my region. Anyway, just found this old bottle cap attached to what's left of a bottle. It says Checkers on it. Probably from the 70s or 80s, I'm guessing. Anyway, been hunting around here, not really having any luck. It's pretty much the same cliche. But yeah, I'd say this area's been hunted out or been topsoiled over, etc, etc. But I'm giving it a go anyways. I've probably hunted this area before a few years back. Anyway, hopefully I might get lucky. So I'm going to hunt this area for a little while longer and then hunt the beach nearby. See you next target. Hey viewers, just hunting an area where they're on the beach where there used to be an old structure. See the remains of it. Anyway, dug this big bad boy here. It looks like something you'd find on a railroad track, near a railroad or something. Can't exactly, don't know exactly what you call this. A rivet or a big structural rivet or something. Anyway, I find these from time to time. I'm not going to take it with me, I'm just going to leave it where I found it. Anyhow, thought I'd share this with you. See you next target. Found this piece of, I assume it is lead. Some sort of lead object. Focus your silly camera. Okay, yeah, I initially thought it was a Now I'm not so sure. Don't know what this thing is. Looks like some kind of seal or something that plugs into something. I don't know. Anyway, kind of interesting, so I thought I'd share it. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, found me a doggy tag. It says Winnie, and there's a phone number and a street address on the back, which I won't show. Alrighty, just hunting around the sand rock area now. I'm going to progress further up the beach and see what else pops up. See you next target. Hey viewers, first coin find of the day, 10 cent. Every little bit counts. See you next target. Hey viewers, find at this beach, 50 cents. Old one too, dated 1971. Alright, 60 cents rich now, see you next target. Okay viewers, found a pretty interesting rock down here. I'll share it with you. It's got a white band on it of some sort of mineral. Don't know my rocks too well, so don't know what the mineral is, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I'd share it with you. Anyway, I'm going to head along this cliff area here and then going to head off somewhere else. Alright, so next target. Okay viewers, it's nearly a week later and I'm hunting a big sandy hillside near a lagoon. Anyway, I don't think I've been up this area before, this hill. I might have, but I don't really recall hunting this area, but thought I'd give it a go. Anyway, first interesting target, well literally the first dug target of the Savi, is a bullet. Normally I find the bullet casings, but once in a while I'll find the actual bullet. Anyway, cool. See our next target. Okay viewers, found me a 10-cent piece. Cool. See our next target. Hey viewers, just dug me a 20-cent piece. I'm now 30 cents richer. Cool. Every little bit counts. See you next target. Okay viewers, I'm right down the bottom of the hill, not too far from the lagoon, in the sticks. Just found me another bullet head. Second bullet found today. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, near the lagoon now. Yeah, just found an old pair of sunnies, well at least the framework of the sunnies. These are quite old, look something like 1980s period, possibly say 80s, 90s period by the looks of it. So back then people were wearing big eyewear like this. Don't know if these are sunglasses or actual specs, prescription specs. Yeah, unusual find. See you next target. Hey viewers, found me another bullet. Yeah, third one of the day. This one looks like it's snapped off down here. Anyway, yeah, let's start heading on back. It's getting on 8 o'clock. I've got to get home and have some dinner. Alright, going to swing my way back to the car and yeah, see what else pops up. See you next target. Hey viewers, just found me an old Rebel Cola cap. See if we get the camera to zoom in. Yep, old Rebel Cola cap from I guess the 1970s. Cool. See you next target. Yeah viewers, would you believe I found me another bullet. This one looks pretty manky. It's the fourth one this evening. Alright, see you next target. And lo and behold, I found a fifth bullet. I wouldn't be surprised if this big hill was used as target practice back in the old days. That's probably why I'm finding so many bullets here. Alright, see you next target. And would you believe there's a sixth bullet here in this big hill. This one's in pretty decent shape. I'll start putting my flashlight on the camera because it's not focusing too well. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, found me a bottle cap. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, Smith and Sons. Probably off a wine bottle or a spirits bottle. Don't know if it's heaps old, but it's in pretty good shape. Alright, see you next target. There you go viewers, bullet number 7. Well, a lot of these about. Alright, see you next target. And bullet number 8. I have to stop filming these soon, find too many of them. Anyway, gonna have to start really heading back. Yeah, gotta get home and have some dinner. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, found something rather unusual. Some kind of slotted disc. Don't know what it's used for. Looks pretty old. Yeah, rather interesting find. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, just found a bottom of a bullet shell. Looks like just looking at the details of it, number 12. Made by Ely, London. Cool. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, found me a 10-cent piece. So I'm now 40 cents richer. Alright, almost out of the hillside. Going to be heading across the lagoon and back to the car. I'll hunt my way back to the car. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, it's over a week later and I'm hunting my local sports field area. Yeah, so far I found a brown bugger and I found this toy car. It's pretty mangled up, so no idea what it is. Wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those Lesney makes. Anyway, something interesting to film. Hopefully I'll find some more interesting stuff here. So far it's just been pretty disappointing as expected. But anyway, we'll see how we go. It's just going to be a short hunt here. Hopefully I'll find something interesting. See you next target. Hey viewers, just dug me a bangle. I'd say it's probably made, I don't know, probably made of steel I guess, and it's chrome plated because I can see some rust there. And I was getting really dodgy signals. But yeah, it's kind of a cool find. I think it says Mimco. Yeah, Mimco. So yeah, fold out bangle. Not a bad find compared to what else I've been finding today, which is just trash, and more trash. And pretty much hardly any of that even. Anyway, this place is just so hunted out. I'm at the point where I wonder why do I even bother. But anyway, just detecting my way back to the car. Hopefully I might find something else before I leave. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, it's over a week later since my last hunt. Hunting around the Illawarra has pretty much been pretty poor these days. I've kind of been losing motivation, but anyway, scouted out a couple of new locations. The first one was a bust and I was finding modern stuff really deep, but this second location here, which is a small little park between houses, yeah, just found myself a coin spill. 80 cents in total, 4 20-cent pieces. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Love it when I find coin spills. I'll have to check the dates of these, see if there's a wavy 1966. Well, there is a 1966 20-cent piece here. Let's see if it's a wavy. Just rub it a bit. It's probably not, but not easy to tell while there's still dirt on it. Let's see if we've got any other 66s. Don't know what the date of that one is. What about this one? Well, there's 73. And the last one. I think it's 1967. Anyway, I'll just scrutinise these further and see if I can find out if the 66 one's a wavy 20 and the unknown date one, find out if that's a 66 and a wavy. I doubt it, but you never know. I found a 66 wavy 20-cent piece over a year ago on the beach, so there you go. Alright, cool, 80 cents richer today. See you next target. Hey viewers, found me a 20-cent piece. I'm now $1 richer today. See you on the next target. Alrighty viewers, I've just found me a silver ring. Here I am at a popular beach park, and yeah, been finding nothing for a while, but up came this silver ring. It's definitely a sterling silver. Plus it rang up 92 on my Nocta. I dare say that stone could be an opal. Not 100% certain yet. Unfortunately it's chipped on one, broken on one side, so a bit of a drag on that, but still I'm really happy to have found this sterling silver ring. 925, as you can see down there. Yeah, certainly cheered me up because I've just been finding nothing all afternoon. Alright, see you next target. Alright viewers, just found me $2. I'm now $3 richer. Cool. Luck's starting to really change this Harvey. That silver ring and now $2. Yeah, I'm hunting this popular beach park, that big beach park that I've hunted many times. It's well hunted out, so there's hardly anything left, but you can still find stuff if you put the time and effort into it. Anyway, see you next target. Hey viewers, it's a couple of days later and I'm hunting a local coastal suburb, and I'm hunting a nature strip. There used to be a property there. I've hunted along this area a few years ago and found a few pennies and the like. I'm hoping to get lucky again, although so far I've not been all that lucky. Anyhow, just dug an old Coca-Cola cap. I'd say it dates no later than the 1980s. It's Coca-Cola, made by the Coca-Cola Sydney company. Anyway, see you next target. Hey viewers, I've moved on now. Moved on from that nature strip. I was finding dog shit nothing. Bit of a shame because I found a bunch of pennies before there. Anyway, I've moved on to a bit of bushland near the inlet that goes to the sea. I'm pretty sure people would have camped around here in the past, and it hasn't been victim to developments. So this is all virgin land, thankfully. Anyhow, I'm hunting around here. So far I've just plucked me a brown bugger. The way things are, I Even a brown bugger's kind of exciting these days, hunting local. Just been, yeah, it's just been getting miserable results lately where I've been hunting. But, I mean, I still am finding a few good things here and there, but most of the time I'm just pulling out those wretched bottle caps and pieces of trash. And yeah, it's just really hard push to find anything these days. But yeah, enough me waffling on. Brown bugger's better than nothing. Anyway, let's move on. Okay viewers, in the same hole, I swung my detector over, got another signal, found brown bugger number 2, 1 cent. So I'm now got a full house of brown buggers, 1 and 2 cent piece. Alright, so next target. Okay viewers, found me a 20 cent piece. So it makes me 20 cents richer today. See our next target. Alright viewers, I believe I just found myself a $2 coin. Let's clean it up. Yep, she's $2, alright. Beautiful. I'm sort of hunting around not far from the mangrove area. I think it's mangroves. Yeah. Anyway, cool. $2.20 richer. See you next target. Okay viewers, got a strong 43 here. I believe without a doubt this is going to be a 20 cent piece. It's right near where I found the $2 coin. Let's get the pinpointer onto it. And we'll just peel it out with the pinpointer. There we go. Looks to be a 20 cent piece to me. And lo and behold, it's 20 cents. Let's focus it in. Yep, 20 cent. Let's see if we can get a year on it. As you know, I'm out looking for the 1966 wavies. Don't think this is a 1966. Looks to be a 1970. Alright, $2.40 richer, see our next target. Okay viewers, spotted a bong. Yeah, homemade orchie bong. I have to say this is probably a pretty nice place to get stoned. Just chill out, smoke your bong and just, yeah, stone out in this nice environment. Alright, anyway, see you next target. Okay viewers, just found this doodad. Don't know if it's off an old, I mean it had a bit of, had a covering around it, but it was so rusty it just crumbled off. I don't know if this is off a small clock or something. Oh, I doubt it. Don't think they're making that, generally don't make them that small. Could be off a, I don't know, maybe a bell maybe. Anyway, it's an old piece of mechanics. Probably the most interesting relic find of today. Anyway, I'm going to work my way back to the car. I'll call it a day. It's getting on to 7 o'clock and I kind of want to go home. Alright, see you on the next target if I find anything good. Okay viewers, here's the wrap up of probably maybe 2 months worth of local hunting, or at least a month's worth of probably over a dozen hunts or near that, I don't know, but a lot of hunts local. Anyway, I've hunted various areas. I tried new areas I've not been to before, and yeah, mostly unsuccessful in terms of finding like what I'm personally looking for. But anyway, I managed to accumulate a lot of interesting finds. So here they are. Anyway, I only found one solitary predecimal in all those hunts. That's how sad it is these days when it comes to finding predecimals local. Anyhow, not a bad condition, 1948 rue penny. Found 7 brown buggers. It's pretty sad that brown buggers are harder to find now. And you know, we used to find them by the bucket load. So it goes to show how hunted out places are. Okay, accumulated a bit of change. Let's see how much. Be something over $10 at least. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 20, 40, 60, 80, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 11, 11, 20, 11, 50. So 11.50 in cash. And yeah, here's my highlight find out of all my finds. This sterling silver ring. I believe it's an opal ring. I believe that's a white opal. Does actually look like it. It's a pity it's chipped on one side, but still, anyway, I'm really happy to found this. It's definitely a sterling silver. It's got a 925 marking somewhere up the back there. Can just make it out. Alright, onto the other finds. Found a harmonica reed. Found this. I found this thing. I wasn't sure what it is. I thought it was just junk, but it looks like something artsy fartsy. It looks like some kind of art thing. It's really hard to tell what it is due to the condition of it, but yeah, I'm glad it's actually something interesting. I think I'll put it through electrolysis and see if I can get anything tangible to display on it. Although it's probably going to be at the cost of the colours that are in it. I don't know. I'll think on it. Alrighty. Found quite a few toy vehicles. Yeah, parts of toy vehicles, Lesney maids. And this tow truck, and this mangled up car. This stuff I'm not keeping because it's just bits and pieces. I don't keep that anymore. This is definitely a keeper. This is a toy pickup truck. I believe I found probably at least two or three of these in the past. I'd say two of them. I believe I've found at least one of these before. So this is Micro Models Coupe Utility number 682. I'll Google that. I believe this would have been made in the 1960s, no earlier than the 1950s. And the front of it does look a little bit like that of a very early Holden, but I don't think it's a Holden. Anyway, that's a really cool find. Yeah, when I was up hunting some bushland near a lagoon, found these retro glasses, or at least the frame of it. Looks like glasses from the 1980s, judging by the looks of it. Found this thingo. It's kind of cool. What do I think of it? It does look like... I don't know. I thought this might have been off a musical instrument. It just looked like... it does look kind of like a bit like a reed, a bit... I'll have to do a bit of research, find out if there's any such musical instruments. So I know I found, I mean, you got harmonica reeds like that. I found accordion reeds, which are pretty much, you know, like a mini harmonica in a sense, in terms of the look of the reed. I wonder if that could be off a musical instrument. I don't know. But anyway, this looks like a lock off a suitcase of some sort. This looks like the framework, probably off an old little wind-up alarm clock maybe. I don't know. Speaking of that, I believe I found myself a little wind-up alarm clock. It's got two cranks there. Yeah, it's pretty rotted. Not really keep-worthy. But yeah, it's an interesting find all the same. There's its gears and stuff inside. Alright, found a lot of bullets and some bullet shells. Here we've got a bangle and a key. Got this cap here. It says, I think it says Talon, Paris, Sydney. Quite a nice looking cap. Bit of ceramic there. Rebel Cola cap. Smith and Sons cap. I don't know if it's off a spirit bottle or if it's off a sauce bottle. I don't know. Found a couple of doggy tags, one with the actual dog leash on it, dog collar on it. And yeah, I found this Ipana tube. I don't know if it's a cream tube or if it's adhesive of some sort. Let's see, I think it says decal or something like that. So I don't know, it could be an adhesive tube. Alright, well, it was hard yards to, it took probably a dozen or more hunts to accumulate all this stuff. That's how it is these days, hunting local, but I've racked up a decent amount of cool stuff, so yeah. Alright, well anyway, stay tuned for my next lot of local hunts. This is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel signing out.